What's up, everyone? I'm Matt with Ozark Overland Adventures, and I'm super excited to be showing off the brand new, at the time of this recording, not even officially released yet, Midland MXT575 GMRS radio. This is it. If you are familiar with the channel, you know just very recently I did an install and review of the MXT500. Well, this is basically the same radio. Here's the 500 right here. You can see they're pretty much the same size, pretty much the same thickness, pretty much, just the same all around, with the exception of one very important piece that has made the MXT575 one of the most, I would say, anxiously awaited radios to come out in the market. And that is the front. The MXT500, as you can see, all the controls, the display and everything is actually on the head unit of the radio. For the 575, all the controls are on the microphone. And I mean, honestly, they're pretty much the same radio. They both have 50 watts. They both do 15 channels, 7 of which are compatible with lower powered FRS radios. They both have repeater channel access. They both have USB-C ports that are rated at 36 watts output. So, you can use this port to keep a laptop charged or use a laptop on the go. Anything that requires, higher power USB, you've got that option here. They both have NOAA weather channels. They both can do privacy channels. They both can do both wide and narrow band channel output. And I've been using the 500 for a little while now. I've used it on some trips, and it is absolutely fantastic. But the key thing about the 575 and the controls being on the microphone is you can hide this part out of the way. And I showed in one of my videos how we hid my wife's MXT575, which is the same thing. Controls are on the microphone, but it's a 15 watt radio. How I had hid that out of the way in her Wrangler, and I got a ton of questions from people asking, how did I do that? And so in this video, I'm not going through all the details of the 575 because I pretty much already did that with the 500. But in this video, I'm going to show you how what I'm going to call stealth install the new 575 in my Gladiator. And just to help you see, it's actually very easy. There is a little bit of modification that I have to do to my center console to allow for the extension that I have for the Cat 5 cable here. But other than that, it's very pain-free and not hard at all. So let's get started on the install. Ozark Overland Adventures is proudly supported by the More Expo, the Midwest's #1 adventure travel consumer expo. Artemis Overland Hardware. They have one of the largest selections of overlanding gear available. Big Iron Overland Rally, where Overland Expo meets Music Festival. Long Creek Overland, your source for Ozark Overland Adventures merchandise and more. Outback RV of Texas, the best place for overland adventure trailers. And Moon, makers of the Moonshade portable awning. Now, the first step is to figure out where you want the base to go. And in a Wrangler and a Gladiator, if you remove this plastic piece right here, it takes a little bit of force, but it pops right off. If you remove that piece, there is a great spot right up under here for the base unit. Now, I've got a friend of mine who has used this in a Tacoma, and he actually found space in his glove box. I can't speak for other vehicles and where appropriate mounting locations are, but I know in a 3rd gen Tacoma, the glove box worked great for a friend of mine, and in Wranglers and Gladiators, right up under here is a great spot. I know some people that have mounted them in the center console, so there's multiple options. Now, I am cheating a little bit on this since I've been running Midland radios for years now. I've already got my power wire run. I've already got my antenna wire run. I also use an external speaker because when I'm out on the trail, I like to have my windows down. Sometimes it's a little loud, and so I like to have a nice loud speaker. And my external speaker is already mounted up there. So all that stuff is already done in my Gladiator. But I will walk you through and show you where that goes. But it's super easy because on a Wrangler, and I can't speak for other vehicles, right down in there is a pass-through of the firewall. And so this is actually my power cables here. They pass through the firewall. My Midland Ghost antenna here, it runs down here under the cowl here. I think that right there is, or one of those, nope, that right there is my antenna wire. It drops down here and runs through the firewall as well. So it's super easy to do the antenna or the power. It's super easy to run those wires and get them under here where you need them. And now that I know where the base unit of the radio is going to go, I got to figure out where my microphone is going to be mounted. And it's actually, there's a nice dead space back here. This is where my MXT500 was mounted previously, since it can't be hidden. But what I'm going to do is actually, just to cover up one of these little holes, is I'm going to cut out that section right there and run my Cat5 extension so I can plug the radio in there and kind of hide that mark. Another option would be to maybe do it up in this area here, but I can't get my fingers up under there very good to, to help run the wire and stuff. So I'm going to put it down here because I think that's a really good spot. To extend the Cat5 cable, I've got this little 2-meter Cat5 extension cable that I just got off Amazon. 2 meters may be actually too long, but I didn't want to take the risk that 1 meter was potentially going to be too short, and I only want to have to do this once. So went ahead and got 2 meters. It's what I used in Kara's Wrangler. It's working great. So, but this is it. It's got this part that plugs into the base of the Midland, and then it's got this little square piece here that has the prongs, and you just cut out your spot in the dash and put that in. And I want to make real sure that I don't accidentally make the hole too big. So here goes nothing. All right, so I just took a silver Sharpie and drew out a little box that I knew was going to be slightly smaller than the port there. And I'm just going to take my Dremel with a cutoff wheel and slowly cut that out. So I suspect that is going to be way too small, which is good, but just want to check. And, oh yeah, definitely too small, which is good. Now I'm just going to slowly start making that bigger until it's the right size. I'm just slowly cutting away a little bit more at a time, because you can always keep cutting more, but you can't add it back if you cut too much. There it goes. Come on. There. All right. I think that looks real good. What do you think? I think that looks great. All right, so now all I've got to do is take the wire, tuck it through this little space here, and then over to the other side, and that will get it to where I need it to be, and you won't be able to see anything. And that just gets tucked under there. You can't see it anymore. There we go. And then, oops, this gets tucked up under there and then back in there. And that hides that. And then you can pull that down. All right, so that's plenty long. That can get to the radio right up there. And actually, let me go ahead and run that through there, because that's where that's gonna come out, and then that will plug into the radio right there. And I've already got the power wired, so I'm gonna pull those out. We pulled there's that. Where is my antenna? There it is. There's my antenna wire right there. Let's do a test. All right, so connect the antenna. Let's go ahead and connect my external speaker, which goes there. Then connect my power lead, which goes there. All right, so there's that. Let's do a test with the radio. Just plug it in directly, make sure it comes on. Perfect. Sound came out of my external speaker, that's good. Now let's plug in this, my extension, and plug the radio in over there. All right, plug that in there. Let's see. Perfect. That works great. Now I can put my radio there, and if I choose to not have this visible, I can just take it out, hide this away in the center console of the glove box, and nobody will know that there's a nice Midland MXT575 in here. So now just to get the base unit up out of the way. In order to mount this up here, I'm just going to use some industrial strength Velcro to secure it. That way, if I ever need to take it out, I can. Put it right there on the bottom. All right, so what I'm going to do is, there's not enough width here to slide it from the front. There is on the 275, but not on the 575. So I'm going to bring it from the back, and I'm going to put the Velcro sticky side there, and then I'm going to send it up from the back into where it's going to rest on the top of this plate here. I don't know if you can see that very well because of the light. There it is. But there's a really nice flat spot on top of that plate, and that's where it's going to go. Make sure I don't accidentally stick the Velcro on something before it gets up there. Come on, there it goes. Bingo. Perfect. All right, I don't know if you can see. There it is right there. Mounted right up there out of the way. Sorry for the shaky camera, but that's nice and secure and not going anywhere. Take the extension cable Run it up there. Where does it go? Oop. There it goes. Bingo, got it. Now, just got to hide the wires, tuck them in back under the floor mat there, and put my piece back up, and it'll be good to go. Everything's hidden out of the way. And we just take our piece here and pop it back in place. I know some people are going to ask about the USB-C port and that now it is rendered useless. Actually, no, it's not, because I can very easily get to it, and I'm going to find a USB-C extension cable to run over on my dash as well. And so if I need to plug anything into that USB port, I'll be able to. So super easy. All right, now let's plug this in. Set that there. Perfect. All right, it is really that simple. That took me right at an hour, and that included filming and cleaning up after myself too. So I think that's going to work out great. I'm super excited to be able to hide that in case maybe I'm parked somewhere that I think someone may see that and go, "Ooh, that would be nice to have," among with all the other stuff on the Gladiator. But I think that's going to be awesome. So let me know in the comments what you think. Do you like the 575 over the 500 with the controls on the mic? Are you going to hide it the way I did? This is for the 575 and the 275, so both radios can be hidden like this. If you've got a different vehicle other than a Wrangler or a Gladiator, put in the comments where you found the best place to hide the base unit was. So let us know. If you would like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already, got a ton of great stuff coming up. More gear reviews and how-tos, some awesome trips. Speaking of trips, Big Iron Overland Rally, the second weekend of June. It is in Mineral Springs, Kansas at the Big Brutus Museum. Went there last year. That was the very first year. It was so much fun. I mean, so much fun. It was just so chill and relaxed. It was, yeah, it's Overland Rally meets music festival. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be there probably teaching a guy GPS class and just hanging out and listening to great music. There'll be some vendors there, showing off some of the latest stuff, but it's a heck of a weekend. So second weekend of June, Big Iron Overland Rally. Link is in the description. Coupon code is also in the description. So if you want discounts for your tickets, check out that coupon code, and hopefully I will see you there. I'll also be at Expo West later in May. So if you're at Expo West and see me, come say hi. I'll be hanging out in the Guy GPS booth. I'll be teaching classes, one on route planning, one on kind of an intro to the Ozarks. So if you're at Expo West, come say hi to me. And if you're liking what we're doing and want to support the channel in a very tangible way, check out our Patreon. Link is in the description below. But we love our Patreon supporters. I do share all of my GPS data with them. And if you're interested in Ozark Overland Adventures merchandise, go to longcreekoverland.com. I'll see you next time. Bye.